Hello, welcome to Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. I'm Ronnie Humphrey as always. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Well, I'm back home, been on the road for the last couple of weeks working down in Florida with some new customers of ours. So we're going to be here for a few days. We're going to get on this Thunderbird, see if we can figure out what the deal is with this oil leak. I left you hanging on the last episode. So let's get to it, see if we can figure it out. Well, I was hoping I'd come back from the road and just find some obvious problem, but you can see this is a whole lot wetter than when we left in our last video. So I don't know if something's traveling down the input shaft on a transmission. I don't know if this is a seal in the transmission. That would really be nice if it's a front seal. But we got to get everything pulled out. We'll get the drive shaft out, get the transmission out, and got to get we can support the motor here. So let's get on it. Oh, Lord. That's hard on the old man. Whew. Got transmission out. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but this whole surface right here is wet with oil. And you see how it's run down here? It's almost wet. Now, put your finger inside, that's dry, as is the bell housing down here. I should have already checked that, to be honest with you. This is relatively dry in there. Now, if you come and look at the transmission, see how wet that is? So the only thing I can think, hopefully, is this plate right here needs to be sealed. I'm gonna let Buddy look at it, see what he thinks, but you can see how much is run down here. So I would tend to believe, since it's in between, that somehow it's in this seal. So we will keep on investigating. Well, catch you up here where we're at. Went ahead and pulled this front cover off. Called Ronnie Hoover out there. I tell you, he's I knew he would probably know somebody on this transmission. This is an Anderson internals. This is something that, I forget what they said this thing was made by, but this case, but it's got Anderson internals, and he turned me on to a guy that used to build all the transmissions and rear ends for Penske. So I gave him a call, and after diagnosing everything, this is what I think's happened. Pretty sure this seal, we popped this seal out that was here, and we're gonna put a new seal in. It doesn't feel like it's that dry, but I think the bigger problem is is they were running a cooler on this car. And we just went through the same thing on the truck. The lines were ran correctly. However, I think they had air in the system. My suspicion is they probably didn't know how to fill this reservoir up in the back. So what you have to do, you have to, just like you prime a 4-stage pump on the oiling system, on the engine, you need to use a drill back there and get the thing slammed full. If there's any air pockets in there, it'll actually build up so much pressure, and I think it was forced by the seal. All of the bolts still had silicone around them, but we're going to go ahead and replace the seal. We're going to do the same thing we did on that truck right there. We're going to bypass, cut the belt off the rear end. For what we're doing, we don't need no rear end cooler. I don't need no transmission cooler. I'd like to keep things simple, and we're going to just not run it. We'll block off the lines, fill this up like you normally do. My big problem right now, I think I'll buy the seal. I'm waiting on somebody to come out of the shops, got to get some stuff from me, some parts. But we're going to pop this seal in there. But one of these shifters slid out, and I have never seen. I mean, this is some deal. And so, man, I got to work on this, figure out how we're going to get this back together. And you got these 2 wear plates in here. So I don't know. This is going to be kind of weird trying to figure out how to do this. So I'm going to put it together with the shifter on. I probably should have left the shifter on. I made a mistake there by taking the shifter off. I didn't think I'd be able to get it clear, but I probably did have enough room to get it out. I'm sure there's enough room if they need to swap a transmission to the racetrack. I'm sure there's plenty of room. So we're going to put it back together on the bench shift it, then put it back in the car. So that's where we're at. I've talked to Buddy a while ago. He's going to come out after he gets off of work. He's a master. He used to build transmissions and rear ends and while in his time in NASCAR. So if I can't figure out between now and then, we're probably going to use his knowledge to help us. So that's where we're at. But I think we got the source of the leak. Thank God it was not the rear main seal. I take back everything I said about the Fords. I'm sorry. But I think we're on to something here now. Well, if there was one time I wish I was recording, it would have been this time. I actually figured out how to get the shifter together. These wear plates was what was giving me a trouble, and I finally figured out. You put those in position first, then you spread them open and put your slide bars in. And of course, like any other shifter, all your holes lined up for neutral. Now we're in neutral. Even though it's turning, it's not in gear. Pull this back in reverse, and this, I don't know, I guess this is, this is first and second here, and third and fourth. But anyway, got it together. So we're going to go pick up the seal here now and get it installed, and pick up some silicone, get that done up here. So, man, I feel pretty good. Very proud of myself. We'll get this done. Oh, man, I'm treading in water I'm not used to. I think we've got it. All right, I'll get these tightened up. I hear somebody's coming up here to buy some race car tires now, so if they get done, we'll run and go get a seal, and we will be finished. All right, I went and got Buddy for my rescue. We're going to put this new seal in. I've got this all working correctly like I was showing you a while ago, and Buddy's going to pop this seal in for me. I asked Buddy, I said, have you ever seen a shifter like this? He said like a million of them. He actually said there's actually 3 different designs of this. So we'll pop this in there. Then we also have to coat the bolts that hold that front plate on there, because they screw all the way into the housing. Voila. Okay, he has put some silicone on there. my buddy Michael Hudson, he's a transmission guy. He said this is what you want to use, this Ultra Gray for this. So we'll get this on there and
With the bolts.
the bolts right there. And since the bolts go into the housing, we're going to have to put the same stuff there. So we'll get all these put in, and let's see. Now there's only one way that thing. It's got 3 on the top. Let's see. We'll get this on here and show you what it looks like when it's done. I think there's enough room to get it. I got it out by myself, but I was afraid. Okay, this thing is massively heavy, especially me being 60 years old and Buddy being 73. But one little trick we do, we're going to take 2 half-inch bolts. We're going to cut the heads off, two long bolts up here. And we'll probably do one in each corner. That way you put the transmission up there, and it'll automatically line it up for you when it goes in. So we're going to cut the head off a couple bolts, put them in, and try this. See if we can get her stabbed. Okay, here's our bolts. We'll just get them started. Like this and run them in. We may have to adjust this length a little bit for the transmission, but hopefully we can get them in there without having to cut them off. Okay. Just gonna start, nothing should be able to move. But this will hold it.
Yep, it's there now. It is there now.
Okay. Let me wash my hands. Well, got the transmission back in, the cross members in. Got to tighten some stuff up. We're going to go ahead and cap these off permanently. Like I said, we're going to fill the thing up in the morning. I want to let that silicone that we put around that seal, I want that to sit for 24 hours before we put any oil in it. Throw the drive shaft back in it and see if we can take it for a stroll tomorrow. It is pouring down rain here right now, so I don't know how long this rain's going to last. I may have to wait till the next day before we can try to test drive it, but there you go. Well, there you have it. Another exciting episode finished up. I tell you, I'm wore out after picking up that transmission, and me and Buddy strained our guts out getting that thing in. That's tough to do, but we got her in. Everything's done except for tightening up a few bolts. Drive shaft back in and get the exhaust on it. We'll test drive it. Like I say, it's pouring down rain right now. I don't know when we'll be able to do that. I need the sun to come back out. So anyway, appreciate you watching as always. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button. We'll see you next time on Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. God bless you. Take care.